it's Luke Kelsall here. Today I'm going to give you a full tour of the garden and the food forest. Everything is being planted and the stuff is really starting to grow now, so I thought it'd be the perfect time to give you an overview of where the garden is at. Now, I just want to mention before I start this video that everything in this garden is no-till organic practices. I didn't use any fleeces to help me during like a late frost, and I can talk you through that later. No polytunnels starting plants in size. All of it is direct sown, and it's come up when nature wanted it to. Obviously, you run into a lot less problems when you use natural gardening methods like this, and I can again talk through that later and just show you the results. But it's all basically to do with the use of wood chips and mulch, which is a covering on the garden, which is essential to getting good food, and just really has endless benefits, and should be used by many other gardeners, but they just don't seem to use it. When you start to expose the soil, you start to run into a lot of problems, and obviously the food quality diminishes a lot. But yeah, I'm just going to give you a full tour today, show you what's going on, and I'll talk you through each thing as I'm showing you it. So I'm starting off with all my berries, the section. I've got blueberries, young blueberry bushes here. They've just started to fruit a little bit this year. You can see some blueberries there, and blueberries here. So I should get quite a few blueberries on it this year. And that's right next to my raspberry canes, the second lot of raspberry canes. These are a year older than the other ones, and I can show you the other ones afterwards. But these are going to produce a lot this year. You can see a lot of raspberries growing on that one. And I've tried to incorporate it into more of a foresty feel. Like I've put some natural wildflowers here, so it brings in the bees, and they're on them all day, pollinating it. Yeah, and I actually put a bee house there, so in case they don't have their own home, they can stay in there. And this is just again some more, flowers and stuff for just bringing in wildlife. As I mentioned, it's all underneath, all planted under the covering, so I don't ever have to water. I've never watered these raspberry canes or the blueberry bushes in that corner over there. Obviously it's coming up really well now. And here I've got a rhubarb plant. I've actually let it seed this year because I want to harvest a lot of the seeds. I might start some new ones for next year. That's what it looks like if you're not sure what it looks like when it seeds. Which is quite interesting. And I'll insert a video of what it looked like when I was harvesting, because it was ginormous. So that's very good. Again, got some more blackberries here in the berry part of the garden. She's just gone massive. Again, no watering, literally just planted it in there, and nature's just done everything. And it's going to open up to a lot of fruits, and it's just grown into the hedge. As you can see, all that is new blackberry growth. We are going to have a lot of blackberries. Again, some more wildflowers in front of it to bring the bees into the right area. And then this is my strawberry patch. A lot of strawberries. It's starting to flower. And there's some little strawberries already forming, which is very good, obviously. And yeah, we're going to get a lot of strawberries, and we like them. And honestly, the difference between a homegrown strawberry like this and the store-bought one is massive. I mean, the taste and the water content is dripping when you eat strawberry fresh from the garden. You've probably never even tasted strawberry anything like it if you're not growing your own. So it's definitely one to start if you want to get into gardening. And again, with wood chips, it is extremely easy to grow strawberries like this. It's needed no attention from me whatsoever. All I literally did was get wood chips, plant them in the wood chips, and then every winter I cover the whole patch of wood chips, and then it thins out the old dead plants, and then the new ones come through into new producing strawberry plants. So yeah, so right next to them I've got my pea fence that's started to flower, and it's starting to produce just early starting to produce now, so should have a few of them in a week I mean. Again, yeah, it looks very good, very healthy. Again, in wood chips, obviously. I'll show you the rows, what I've got going on down here. Again, it's a lot of parsnips, all direct sown into raking back the initial wood chip area and then planting the soil, and then once it's come up just put wood chips around to hold the water. Again, doesn't need any watering, and we've had quite a hot spell and it's not dehydrated, did not look like they needed watering, they're very green and healthy. A row of parsley behind just started to come up, and they are parsnips that I've left in from last year, and they're just going to seed now. So I'm going to harvest seeds and plant my own. Obviously germination rates are a lot better when you harvest your own seeds, and yeah, I definitely recommend doing it, 'cause it's obviously very important to have your own seeds and security of having it when there's so many GMO seeds out there nowadays. Next, got the garlics. I'll show you this garlic. Yeah, and it's, as you can see, it's the hard neck garlic. It's got a hoop, scaife coming up. When that stands up tall, they'll be ready to harvest, but they're a bit early yet. Got the beetroots. I did a second planting because they didn't all come up first time. I think I'm looking to harvest my own seeds this year, but then they're starting to come up all the way along, and then that's followed by a row of onions. Again, direct sown, and they're all coming up really well. That's a beetroot left from last year I'm going to get seeds from. And then this, radishes. Done multiple sowings of radishes to get prolonged harvest. Same with this rocket here, which I'm actually now letting to go to seed. We've already harvested a lot of rocket. You can see it looks like a very healthy producing plant. It's just going to flower now. Yeah. Next we've got a row of mixed lettuces, spinach. Again, we've harvested and it's now going to seed. And more lettuce. More lettuce, we like a lot of lettuce. Again, lettuce is something so easy to grow, and when you buy it from the supermarket it's just nowhere near the same. I mean, a lot of the nutrient quality is lost within like the first 10 minutes of harvest, so if you actually want to try good lettuce, good fresh, like crisp lettuce, you really should start growing your own, and especially when it's so cheap to grow and so expensive to buy, and it's just like a no-brainer to grow it. And again, obviously all this is grown in wood chips, so it's very, very simple for you to do. All you need to do is put wood chips down and rake it back and put the seed in it, let it grow, and it just doesn't require any watering. Like, I've not even watered this once, and we've had some hot weather, and other gardeners around have been watering so much to keep up with to stop the soil from cracking, and it's just unbelievable. I mean, compared to what it should be doing, it's just massive difference. This is a tayberry plant, just put it in. I'm going to let it grow all the way over there to create a natural windbreak, and planted another one over there. Next we've got a row of carrots. You can see they come up very well. Carrots again are an unbelievable vegetable. If you don't grow your own, you should be, because the amount of nutrients and minerals in carrots is, yeah, obviously worth growing them for. I mean, I think the initial chemotherapy was designed around compounds found in vitamin A, and vitamin A is abundant in carrots. So if you want healthy life and want to prevent yourself from a lot of diseases, then yeah, eat some homegrown carrots and you'll definitely have a better chance. And this one I've just sown again, a new row. It's a mixture of stuff, and I can't remember what I've done, but got a couple of kale plants coming up. It's looking good. This is just a root permaculture patch. Again, it's all working with nature. I've not had to do anything to fight pests, or this is all just natural, simply putting seeds in the ground and letting it come up when it wants to come up. So in this permaculture patch I've got radishes, there's a few onions in this area, you can't really see them. Radishes and some turnips down the middle, some more carrots down there, then parsnips at the end, along with some more beetroots. So it's all, and some turnips down the middle. So it's all just root vegetable, combination of things in the area. So that should come up good. It's already starting to grow well. I've already been harvesting a lot of the radish. As you can see, they're starting to get very big and good. You can see there, big radish in there. Yeah, and radish is one you don't typically see in the supermarket, especially the level of quality of the homegrown radishes. I mean, when you pick one of these and you eat it fresh, the water content compared to one you buy in the supermarket is massively different. So noticeable that you've probably never even tasted radish like your own homegrown one. I mean, there's also the amount of like heat and spice after eating it compared to one you buy in the supermarket is pretty unbelievable. I mean, you have to just try it to know what I mean, but yeah, they can be very hot. So moving on, I put some potatoes on the wood chips, and they've come up themselves. Again, just right about the wood chip, simply put a potato in. That's how easy it is. This is the patch. This is a mixture of lettuce plants. Again, we've been harvesting a lot of lettuce now because we've got some spinach here. Lettuce is direct sown now, obviously. And then you've got some herbs in the area. Dill. It's all greens, edible greens. Rocket we've been harvesting now. No, in fact, that's a new planting. It's the second planting of rocket. So that's that row is looking healthy. This is leeks. And next to some red Russian kales. A few rows of that. Next to some lettuce again. Different sowing times. We get a progressional, like successional harvest. And we've got lots of onions. Can't remember the variety of them. But then some golden beetroots. But again, these golden beetroots, these got damaged by some blackbirds coming in and pecking them out. But again, I'm not too worried about it. That's just the way nature works. So you can't just, by putting a net over there, you're not really working with nature to prevent it. I'll just re-sow and then some more will come up. It's not like, you can't just pick and choose what you want. Nature does things best, and so you just have to work with it. And that's how you'll get the best results and the least actual damaging pest problems. It might have been pecking out some damaged plants that weren't actually suitable for me to grow anyway. So another tayberry plant. Again, I'm going to grow that along the fence. This is also some broccoli is just starting to come up. But again, I've only just planted that because it would have been too early otherwise. It's still fairly cool. We actually had a very, very late frost, which caused quite a lot of damage to a lot of the stuff. But a lot of it's just bounced back as normal. And it's all doing really well after it. Like, we've got the potatoes back here. These all died in the frost. They had healthy looking plants, probably this big, all of them, and they all died. But since then they've all come back well, probably stronger this year because of it. And yeah, I didn't use any fleecing to cover it, and nature's just done what it needed to do and ended up coming back. So yeah, you have to just trust in nature a little bit. We'll always do it right. This is some stuff from Let Go to Seed. I think it might be rocket or some kind of lettuce. Some here. This is Swiss chard. That's sowed not long ago. It's all come up really good. Again, everything is organic. No use of any herbicide, any pesticides or herbicides or fertilizers. It's all 100% natural. Just yeah, amazing food from the garden basically. This is celery. Again, that takes a long time to germinate. I've only just planted it. And these I've just planted. Yeah, so there's not really anything coming up in there. Again, that grows the main crop of carrots and parsnips. Some more potatoes on the ground. These are artichokes, Jerusalem artichokes. Again, these artichokes, you don't really tend to see Jerusalem artichokes in the supermarket because they don't last long, they don't have a long shelf life. So if you want to get your own and get some high quality nutrients in you, you can grow some of these. They probably grow to about 6 foot tall with a big flower on the top, so they're very unique as well in the garden. And they'll look good. I've never actually grown them before, but I've read a lot about them. These, here, tomatoes from seed. Did a few in cups. They're the only things I started inside because this kind of location doesn't really allow to grow them by seed. I've done as an experiment here, see how this one does, but I'm not sure it will actually ripen at the end of the season. But even so, this is what I mean with nature. When I planted these out, it went out late May, we had a very late frost, and it actually damaged a lot of them anyway, so that just shows it's not suitable for me to really be growing tomatoes and peppers. Anyway, they're very nice, and when you grow your own, it's obviously very, very different to a supermarket tomato. You can see the little hairs on the tomatoes, which you can't in the supermarkets. They have so many nutrients and different stuff in them that you don't actually get from a supermarket grown tomato. That's a grapevine. It's the first year and it's just starting to grow well now. So I'm going to train that into a cordon style grapevine. Up through here. So cucumbers. Again, an amazing source of structured water in cucumbers. I think 90% of the fruit is structured water, which is pretty unbelievable. So if you want to hydrate yourselves properly, get some fresh cucumber growing in your garden and then eat it as fresh as possible. Don't wait a week and buy it from the supermarket. You just don't get the same level of nutrients in your food. But yeah, they're doing well. Some peas around there. See some raspberries. These are yellow, all gold raspberries. I've only bought these this year, put them in, but I'm going to train them into a bush style trellis. You can see the shape of the trellis, and they'll grow up that tall, like the other one in that corner over there. It's all good. So moving on to the other half of the patch. This is a left wild patch. Which is really good for the birds. The amount of flowers and butterflies and bees that are attracted to this area really helps the garden. You can see it's very, very lush. Put a bird bath in there so little birds can go in there and enjoy it when they want to. Step back. Yeah, that's really healthy and lush. And this is the herb patch. That might be cotton lavender, that one there. We've got thyme here. It's got massive. And the smell of this, just by stroking it like that, you can smell the thyme in the air. It's so strong. You need to experience it fully and get the full effect of these herbs. Growing your own is obviously so important. You just don't get the same quality from supermarket bought food. I mean, like in the supermarket, you don't smell thyme when you walk past it, but here you do every time. No pun intended. That's oregano. Again, that's growing very good. Probably drying it at the end of the season. Again, you can smell it, but that one works better when it's dried. Sage, again, just by stroking the leaf, you can smell it. It's so strong. We've got parsley, chervil, sorry. Yeah, that's an amazing taste. If you've never tried chervil, you need to grow your own. It tastes like licorice. It's unbelievable. Yeah, that one's going to seed. You got dill there, coriander back there, and a nice big red currant bush there. That's growing good this year. And chives there. And the bees absolutely love this chive. These chives might be quite early for them to be on yet. It's just the sunrise. But yeah, I'll put a clip in of them going on because they absolutely love it. I've seen 7 bees at a time on there before, which is pretty amazing for a plant. Over there, I've got some black currants. And then here, you have runner beans, all sown by direct seeding into the ground. They've all come up perfectly well. Got seeding. And then broad beans on either side. You can see the broad beans. And again, the amount of flowers. You're going to see how much food we're going to get from these. Each one of them is going to be a bean pod. Each of them has got tons of them. So we're going to get a lot of broad beans. And again, it's just so easy to grow. This is a Victoria plum tree, it's 2 years old. Getting our first fruiting on it. You can see we've got some plums. There you can see them. So I'm really looking forward to that. Lettuces intersown with radishes. It's all come up really well. Again, the patch there. What on here? This is fennel, and there's little gem lettuce over there. So it's all come up really good. It's just very early on. This is asparagus that I got this year, planted it. And again, asparagus is an amazing plant you want to get in your garden. The roots can go up to 14 feet down, so the amount of nutrients they suck up when you eat them is beyond any other vegetable basically. And these, the best thing about these is the perennial, so you don't have to do any work ever again on them. All you have to do is get wood chips around them and they'll come up in spring every year, and you can get fresh asparagus. Again, asparagus is expensive in the supermarket, and getting it from here obviously beats the quality by a clear mile, yet it's free, which is just pretty unbelievable. And then there's wildflowers in there. There's barrage, it's starting to come up. The second apple tree, apples on it, it's all really good. This is just some wildflowers, some perennial wildflowers that I put in. Got some, can't remember the varieties in, but they're very good for bees. Basically bee, all based around the purpose of attracting bees, to bring bees to the garden and life to the garden, which has been very successful because we've actually been looking around the garden. We've had a barn owl around our garden, which is very good obviously, and we had a deer in our field which should cause some tree damage, but yeah, I'll talk about it later. It's actually fine. Yes, I'll show you this. Some beetroots that sowed a bit earlier. Again, some onions that sowed a bit earlier, and lettuces. And the amount of lettuce you harvest from just a small space like this just keeps growing back. You keep coming and picking a few leaves for your food, and it just grows back so fast. You just have like almost an endless supply of it. Again, that's next to an apple tree with loads of apples on it. This is a raised bed. We've only got some kale, spinach, there's giant spinach leaves, look at them. Again, been harvesting a lot of that, and it's just, yeah, obviously very good. Tastes amazing, tastes fresh. Like as soon as you pick it as well, within like 10 minutes it's already going partly wilted. So if you've bought it from the supermarket, you've probably never had a fresher spinach leaf, one unpicked. Again, rocket, that was early harvest, that's later on in the seeding process. So I'm only getting a lot of rocket seeds, I like rocket. Followed by some radish again, let a radish seed. It's all looking very healthy. I've got a mixture of other stuff in there. I think I have a broccoli plant in the middle, some marigold flowers. This is some new blueberry plants in there, which is actually a different, I planted in this end because it's going to be a different harvesting time, because the sun stays on this part of the garden for an extra hour or a few hours at the end of the day, because of the big tree over there blocking the sun at the end of the day. So these should ripen at a different time to the other ones. The bottom corner over there, which is very good. It's a pear tree, no pears on it this year. Potatoes planted around trees, just put in the ground, they've come up when they wanted to. And then this is just basically loads of seeds mixed in hand and put in the ground, and they've just come up when they wanted to. I've never watered it. And this is what you can get just from having the right things in place. Obviously grass has come up as well, because there's grass seeds that blew in, but again, a lot of the lettuce and stuff will just mat over it and it shouldn't be a problem. If it is too much problem, just pull it out at the end. So give you a quick spin round overview. That's where we've been. But I didn't show you this part. This is Goopy Bush. A lot of gooseberries on there. It's surrounded by courgettes and zucchinis. So you're gonna get a lot of courgettes, zucchinis. And it's planted with some lettuces. Got a cranberry plant there, and then got a justerberry bush there. So it's all growing good. It's all. I don't think the justerberries will produce this year because it's only the first year, but yeah. So the sun's out and it's nice and early. So now I'm going to take you down to the food forest at the bottom, show you how that's getting on. If you don't know already, I did a video on it earlier. I've planted, I think it's 35 fruit trees at the bottom of my field, aiming to turn it into a food forest at the end. Let's quickly show you this. Planted a pond. No, I didn't plant a pond. I dug a pond, and then hopefully that's going to attract dragonflies and other insects that are going to be beneficial to the garden. Again, all working with nature. And I'm going to also leave it for the. I'm also going to plant aqua plants in it to bring in a lot of wildlife. And yeah, I'm just waiting for it to fill up with rainwater basically. So that's why it's taking such a long time. And you always want to use rainwater if you're filling up a pond, because the chemicals in tap water, even though you might not think there's many chemicals, it can actually really affect the pond. So it's best if you don't use tap water. So I'll show you down in the food forest. As you can see, the grass is growing really nice and long. There's a lot of mice in here. A lot of mice, moles, rabbits, pheasants come in here. Like I said, we had a deer in here, which obviously is very attractive if a deer comes in here. My cat hunts in here. I'm sure we'll get my cat on a video sometime. She's probably just sleeping somewhere right now though. So yeah, the start of the food forest here. Again, this was all planted in February, March this year. We've had some rabbit and deer problems, but I put a cage around it. If there was no, if the trees were a bit bigger, I wouldn't have ever have had to protect them. But because they're so young, and I want all the trees to come up, I don't see the problem in protecting them just a little bit. Just the initial phase to get them established. It's not working against nature with pest control stuff. I've not gone out shooting rabbits or putting deer traps and shooting deer. It's not how I want to work. How I want it to work. Again, having deer coming here is actually a benefit. It shows that there's a lot of good nature coming, and it's very attractive. And there's going to be bees coming down here pollinating the trees. That's a plum tree. Yeah, I should talk you through the varieties. So a lot of this top garden is plum trees. Again, this is another plum tree. It's all quite early on. You see the dust. And I walk through all the grass seeds just spraying off. That's funny. This is a hazelnut tree. This actually got quite badly damaged by a deer, but it's still growing. Put protection on it. Just some more trees over here. Again, plum trees. I can't remember the actual varieties, but I've got it written down somewhere, so I could tell you it later. Plum. Yeah, Shropshire Prune, Damson. Another one over there. It's quite hard to see because the lighting and the grass. Another plum tree. Pear trees. I've got a few. I think I've got 4 pear trees. One here. One over there. And one there. And then can't remember where the other one is now. But yeah, just all different varieties. Yeah, I've grouped the pear trees because the pollination group. They need each other to pollinate. They're not so fertile like a lot of trees. Yeah, so yeah, you want to watch that out. If you're planting your own food forest, you need to also check the pollination groups. Otherwise, it won't really fruit the same. This is a Victoria plum tree. I've got quite a few Victoria plum trees. Apple over there. This is sort of the apple orchard area. You're all in the long grass. Some of them have got a few small apples on them, but again, it's the first year, so I don't really expect too much from it. Apples. And then this is a cherry tree. I've got 4 cherry trees around the back. One there, one over there, one here, and this one's actually started to fruit this year. you can see, let me see the look. Got a little cherry there, which is very good. Not many obviously, but it's early on. So yeah, I'll just give you a full overview from the back. Yeah, like I said, there's 33 trees here. It's hard to see because the grass. You can't really see at all. Again, yeah, having the grass is so beneficial. And this will naturally, it doesn't need cutting. A lot of people say it needs cut long grass. This has been left for years. It basically just reseeds itself. It falls over when all these long ones drop seeds, and then they turn brown, they dry out, they die on the grass, and they mat the floor, and you have basically a natural fertilizer for the grass. That's why it's so healthy and lush. So there's a lot of life in here, and yeah, if you have a big field like this, don't cut it. Honestly, if you cut it, you just damage all the wildlife in the area, and you probably won't ever get back. Well, it'll take a few years to get it back. This hasn't been cut for a few years, and there's a lot of natural flowers in it. I can see here. All good for the bees. A lot of mice, moles, rabbits, like I said, all the nature, and it attracts a lot. Like barn owls come because there's a high mice population here. Yeah. So that's it for the full tour of the garden and the food forest. And post any comments you like below, and I'll try and get back to you. And yeah, thanks for watching.